Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And what did we have today? I didn't write it down.
Zinger? I don't even remember. It was a zinger.
It was a type of scotch, and
it was a little sour, had a little aftertaste.
It was a Speyburn or something like that.
It could be,
something close to that. Well, we had some scotch, and he was not a fan of it. He called it a zinger.
It's been a while since we had that one, I think.
Yes, it has been. So we started off the night with some scotch. And want to thank everybody for coming out. And it looks like a few people are here, Mr. Magazine.
Looks like the A's all have it and the M's. First out the box was Marvelous Matthew. How's it going? What do you win? You win a 1 hour session listening to Papergoy. You just basically talk for an hour, and then I look like this every now and then.
And a Laurel and hearty handshake.
Awesome. AJ's in the house.
The two clowns running the show. We actually were reading this beforehand, and I said, I wish I knew how to juggle, because we would come on and I'd be juggling and going, who you calling a clown? And I put my big giant clown shoes up on here.
All right. Awesome Antiquarian Bookman's in the house as well.
And all no expense paid trip. I like the sounds of that.
We'll get into the house cleaning in a minute, but I'm not happy about that.
Wow.
Marvelous Michael, like always.
Wow. Watching the video, the same thing. He got up and throw stuff away. Yep.
Yeah, he should be doing something. I don't know. Let's see.
Forgotten gold in the pile. Yes, there are. There's a lot of forgotten gold in the pile, and it's going to keep being forgotten, unfortunately.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, good for Macari.
Wow.
You on Macari yet?
I think I sold something 2 years ago on there and haven't listed anything since.
Isn't it a good feeling? I do that every now and then. Like, where did this come from? It's like good
stuff.
Merchandise.
Yeah, that's the key. That is the key.
It makes you wonder if you're buying dumber after, right?
Yeah.
If you bought smart 5-6 months ago.
That's very true. Very, very true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, diamonds in the rough. Don, we brought your name up in the
one of our studio shows.
Yeah,
yes, we did. Indeed, we did.
Delightful Don. Marvelous Michelle's in the house, like always. Super Steven's in the house. Delightful Dave's in the house. Fruitful Flying Disc Contractors in the house. Lovely Lori. And I'm not going to forget the Jays tonight, because Jazzy Jeff is in the house.
There you go.
Oh, he would not like us if we did that. That's a no. We would lose a subscriber.
And we did shoot our studio shows beforehand, and I do need to apologize. I actually dropped a swear word during one of them.
That's cool. Yeah,
I was really
cool.
Guy
fan. The first time I was not the bad guy.
So I actually dropped the swear word. So it's something to look forward to be posting in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, and then he was a little cry. I'm sorry. I swore. Don't be mad at me. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Local Joe's in the house. How's it going? Lovely Lori. She likes Macari. I like Mercat. Who cares?
There you go. Nope, we just shot it, and Ram Neighborhood Kid has not edited it yet, but it'll be up right near the end of February. It'll be up.
Cool is the other side of the pillow. Kelly's in the house.
Oh, there you go. She saw the warehouse tour. We do have to follow up on that and do another one at some point.
I should watch that one. Well, we should. Yeah, we got to have an update where there's like no room to even walk down these aisles anymore.
All righty, we're gonna get in. How is put some money in a swear jar? You're absolutely right, Eric. You gonna say hello to Eric at least?
Well, I can't when you're talking over me, and I'm trying to think of an E that goes with Eric. All right.
Elegant
Eric is in the house. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. All righty, everybody. How are sales? I think Flying Disc had mentioned that they had the end of the month slowdown. How about everybody else out there? How about you, Mr. Magazine?
I am continue to be very happy with eBay. Like I said, we just had to dedicate some time, put some good stuff on, and our sales are up around 30%. So we're doing, probably 50% more than we did last month. I mean, at least 30 to 50 from early December.
And how about Amazon?
Amazon's steady. We're having, average days are really good days. So it all, what it depends on is the multi-orders. Someone buys 5 toys, 5 magazines, whatever. That really helps push our sales. So.
But you're doing like discounts too, right? You buy one, you get 10% off the second or something.
10% off everything. You don't have to. You can just buy one. Doesn't even matter. You're getting a deal no matter what. Check us out.
Nice. How's everybody else doing out there with sales? Kind of wondering about that. Amazon has really fallen off a cliff for me.
Have you put time into it though?
I did a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, all right.
But eBay is doing well. We have a mutual friend that swears that their algorithm keeps you trapped at a certain level. So what he did is he saved up and listed a lot of really, really good stuff over like a month-long period, month period, just a lot of good stuff at auction that was selling. And then he had good sales thereafter for a number of months because the algorithm had placed him at a higher, placed him at a higher level. So his sales were good.
I believe that. And I think it works for both platforms because eBay, our sales were down. Now we started pumping more stuff on eBay. Our sales are up, but we're selling more stuff on top of it all. So those $8 and $10 and $12 magazines we weren't selling, we are selling now. And with Amazon, we kind of went away a little bit from them because it wasn't the Christmas season. It was a good Christmas season, but we were hoping for like a monster one because we put 12 months into it. Now we're like going on to eBay instead of Amazon. Now our Amazon's, tapering off. So it's weird.
Yeah, my eBay is doing well. I cannot complain about that whatsoever. So I'd like to see everybody else is doing out there. Oh.
Yep. Brian, how's it going? Give me a B. Give me a B. Give me a B.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Brian's in the house. There we go. That shot gave me dementia, apparently. Short-term dementia.
34% last month. Okay. That is very good.
We're up on eBay around 30. So, yeah.
Okay.
For you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice.
A little better than a little worse.
That is true.
Cool Crunchy. How's it going?
Oh, there we go. Welcome, Crunchy.
Well, I'll tell you what it's hiding because we talked about this before the show started. I said, what do you list in a year roughly? And he said around 5,000 items. I looked to my right. There was just a little pile of books, magazines, and comics. There was 5,000 items there. That's about 1% of his house. I said, so basically what's standing here is what you're going to list all year. Yeah, you have this room. You have that wall. You have this room. You have that room. I don't think it's going to happen.
Anywho, thank you and welcome aboard.
Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels. How's it going?
So slow sales, not listing a lot. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen to me is I'm not listing very much at all this month.
But at least if you're not listing a lot, your expectations aren't as much. You're not going to get upset. Whereas if you're listing a lot and then sales tank, then you see, hey, what am I doing?
That is very, very true. Yeah, my sales are slow or will be slow because I'm not listing hardly anything right now. 15% off sale. It picked up after that. Okay.
Yeah, that helps. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. And especially if we have a lot of inventory, whether it's 10,000, 5,000, 100,000, you got to sell that stuff. So sometimes you got to take a lower offer, just move it out, just have a happy medium.
Dag nabbit. Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Very often, but I like it.
Dag nabbit. Shorts weather the next few days. Oh, yeah. It was 15 degrees today.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like 3.
Speaking of shorts, do check out the YouTube shorts that we put up regularly. We have one up most Mondays. We did not this week because of the bonus video. We have them up Wednesdays and Fridays, so do check them out.
Are these shorts 100% Papergoy?
Yes, they are.
Okay, just checking. I better check them out then.
Yes, they are.
Me neither.
How about buys? You been buying anything, Mr. Magazine? Oh, a lot of old stuff is suddenly moving.
Yep.
Oh, we will.
I agree with that one. Yep.
We will see when we get to the offers report coming up shortly.
I didn't do my homework in that category, but buys, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to scale down, buy smarter, buy less, and people just keep finding me. People that I know, friends of friends, friends of family.
Bail bondsmen, everybody.
Yeah.
Bounty hunters.
Two or three massive deals locally, magazines, adult stuff, and toys are still coming in. I picked up a 2,500 piece autographed celebrity collection. It was a friend of my kid's teammates. His father, he does collectibles and sports stuff, and he puts ads in the paper, does a lot of sports cards and autographs. But he said, hey, I'm like you, a one-man band. I can't list 3,000 items. I think he listed like 500 pieces. I go, I'm done. I can't do anymore. But it's 1950s.
He doesn't have a corner of the house just to pile it in?
It was getting to an area he gets nervous because usually just does cards and they don't take up a lot of room. So I think that made him nervous. Like, what am I going to do? This whole room is boxes and boxes of autographs. So,
me too.
Exactly. But 2,500 pieces, 50, 60, 70, some 80s autographs, really cool stuff. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I can't wait to get to it. It's fun stuff that I like to go through. And then another customer I was buying from, he passed away. So his brother had the stuff. Autograph stuff, photos, really good stuff. So I'm going to be backed up for who knows how long. Not like you, but I'll be backed up.
Wow. Wow.
Never quit buying.
Hashtag
Bite
quit
your
buying.
tongue. Well, if I can pay the bills and keep my account at a certain level, I'm very happy, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do because it makes me happy. That's all. I enjoy it, looking through this stuff. Yeah.
When there's only 4 inches between his camera and that green screen.
Yeah, we're going to be like this in a couple of weeks. Hello.
Well, a couple of things. Believe it or not, eBay is sending traffic my way. Just bought another large lot of Funko from a random neighborhood kid. Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of them out there. A lot of them out there.
Wow.
It's sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
Major headway of 10,000 car collection.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Getting my dining room back. There you go.
Cool.
Thanks to whatnot, but that's a whole
Just
other
when you
story.
think you're out of inventory, you hit 10 G's in cars. So nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy. Popular Popeyes in the house. What's up?
My office is there you go. His office looks worse than my living room.
We don't know that. He's dealing on postcards. You're dealing with gigantic magazines.
All right, I want you to stop and think about that. If his thing looks more hoarder with postcards.
Has he seen pictures here though? Well, it went from hoarders to beautiful for Mrs. Papergoy back to semi-hoarders.
Anywho,
I was shocked when I walked in, but hey.
So on the orders report, I had 6 months. Yeah, I've got 6 months worth of backstock in this room.
6 years and 6 months.
So I had 220 offers I could make. 58 of them were older. So it's what, a quarter older and 3/4 newer items. Promoted listings, 62 sales, 29 promoted. So we're running almost 50% promoted, which is about where it has been lately.
Yep.
On that over there. If you're having slow sales, blame the NFL playoffs. Really, when you get down to it, my sales on eBay died Sunday. As soon as the football game started, I didn't sell anything overnight whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Amazon tanked a little bit for me, but eBay was strong.
Really? Yeah, I didn't sell anything whatsoever. The winter seller update. Yep, I'm going to get to that too, Laurie. Going to get to that too. Yep.
It makes it easier when a warehouse has room in it, but it does not make it easier when a warehouse does not have room in it, and I have to rely on another container to help me bail myself out of inventory.
How about any buys? Did Papergoy make any buys? Now that was purchased the week before. I got a call. Mrs. Papergoy came home and she did comment a little bit about the stuff on the way upstairs.
I bet she said like, right?
More or less. It was almost like you were here.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, I had Friday off of work because Mrs. Papergoy had to come home, and in case she had problems with flights and all that stuff, I took the next day off of work. Then I got a text from a gentleman that I bought the 700 books from, and he said, they're all packed up and ready. I said, well, I guess I'll get them. But I bought 700 books plus 3 or 4 bins worth of stuff, small bins worth of stuff for $500. I was showing Mr. Magazine before the show. I've sold 4 items out of that collection. 4 items. I've got $200 back. So if I sell 4 items for $200 and I have 900 items left over that I've got to get $300 out of, I think I'll do okay when it all gets down to it.
When it all gets down to it.
When it all gets down to it.
Nice Novas in the house. How's it going?
I like that you're yelling at me about not buying so much. I went to an estate sale on Sunday.
Busy beaver.
I did go to an estate sale. It was an antique store going out of business that a different estate sale company was doing the sale on. And there were books, things like that. And I'm like, I should go Saturday. But it was out in Spencerport, which for me is about a 30-minute drive. There's no easy way to go because the traffic on Ridge Road and everything. So Sunday morning, I said to Mrs. Papergoy, look, I didn't do any shopping while you were gone. We got to go to Walmart, do shopping anyway. We'll hit the sale. I went out there. I am very glad I did not go on Saturday. I ended up spending $3.50, bought 4 items. I'll make money off of them. Yeah. Certainly not worth the drive, but it was good to go out, have breakfast, buy the stuff we had to buy anyway. But I only bought 4 items and they all got listed, Mr. Magazine. Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
went out the window, spent around $2,500 last month on new inventory. Yep. And it's funny. We were actually talking before the show. I bought $32,000 worth of stuff roughly in 2021. I bought $32,000 worth of stuff in 2022. I'm not buying in 2023. I spent $3,000 in January, which is on pace to spend $36,000. So by not buying, I'm actually spending more money.
And January 12th, I spent $32,000.
Yeah.
I'm grading.
Well, you know what it comes down to is I'm doing fewer buys, but I bought 500 and some books in one lot. I bought 700 books in another lot. That's the problem, is the buys are getting bigger.
Yeah, well, and I'm not a book expert. I've dealt in books over the years, and Papergoy's taught me a lot, but I'm just looking at this stuff, and it looks like good, better stuff. It's not like,
Danielle Steele, nothing against
book.
Danielle Steele, yeah.
We're buying better stuff, and we have to be getting smarter. We've been doing this longer, but again, these deals are coming in. You got to take advantage of it. You just have to.
And I want to thank everybody who did you see the videos, the bonus Monday video and Tuesday's video, Mr. Magazine?
I can't remember, maybe.
I'm going to say no. I had the before video of showing right after Mrs. Papergoy left, the way the whole house looked.
All right.
And then I had the after video of how it looked when I was able to clean it up as best as I'm able to get cleaned up. I made progress.
Yeah.
Before I picked up these books, I made progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
All righty. I can't even act like I don't have a lot to list myself. Holding back and spending is huge.
All right. Party Artie Mike is in the house. How's it going?
I do all of my free shipping through eBay. I just do it right through eBay. No problems at all. The biggest thing that you need, if you do go to free shipping, because I've been doing it for many, many years now, is it's a different mindset, and you almost have to educate your buyers, because a lot of buyers don't realize you have free shipping. So in their head, they make the half price offer. So if you've got $20 on it, they offer you 10, and they're thinking they're offering you half price.
Yeah.
They got to offer you 14 for it to be half price because of the shipping, because other people will have $4 shipping on it that they pay afterwards. So you've got to almost educate the buyers and don't be afraid to counter offer with people and say, hey, look, it's got free shipping on it. I need to get this out of it. But once you kind of get used to it, I have no problem at all doing the free shipping myself. I know you absolutely despise it.
Well, it has to be all or nothing, and it's very hard. We deal in all kinds of different shapes and sizes and stuff. So, and then my employees would have to be like gauging, well, it goes for 700, but it's 100 to ship this. So now we got to make it 800, but then we're higher than that, so whatever works for us, Yep. But I think Don's right here. Absolutely. And Brian is right as well.
Maybe one way if you don't get that house cleaned up. That is true. But at least I'll be able to pay for it if I'm able to pay for it. Actually, if I don't get the stuff listed, I can't pay for the trip. So she's stuck here. There you go.
Exactly. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a big secret.
All right. Well, head on into Glitch of the Week. You said you had a glitch today, Mr. Magazine.
It's been happening all week. I don't know what's going on. And it seems to be just me, at least at the warehouse. But when I'm doing searches on eBay, they got that new search where they have eBay search at the top. Then you can search your items below. You've got the store search and the top search. Yep. They switched it maybe a week ago or so. Half the time when I'm searching on things, they're not coming up. And then if I do completed, they're not coming up. And I have to keep plugging them in. And then sometimes they come up. Or rewording it. Like it might have to be specific or not specific. And it's really weird. But hopefully that goes away because it's annoying. Well, they're obviously doing a few different things in there, because they had and Mr. Magazine witnessed it today as well. If you go on to the search screen on eBay, you used to be able to check the box that says search by seller, and then you type the name in. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. You cannot check the box, but if you type the name in, then it automatically goes back and checks the box for you. I don't know why you can't check the box, but you cannot do anything with the box. But if you type a seller's name in her, then it checks the box for you. Mr. Magazine saw that happen, and he goes, why is that happening? I go, doesn't make any sense. Because they want to give us material for Glitch of the Week and eBay site change. Yeah. Local righteous Ron is in the house. How's it going, buddy? Couple of other things. I did have, and I know you had this happen as well. eBay is still occasionally sending the invoices out to people with the list price on it. So somebody, you got $20 on it, they'll offer you 15, you accept it, they get an invoice that says 20. And you had that happen to you. I've had it happen twice to me.
the real problem with that is they get mad at us because they think that we're ripping them off. And it's like, no, I accepted the $15 offer. I got an email that says it sold for $15. The invoice on my end reads $15. I tell them, sit tight, be patient, or you can try to send them an invoice. It does fix itself, but at first it shows the high price on there. So if you do get yelled at by a buyer that I offered you 15, what are you charging me 20 for? It's not you, it's eBay. And you just have to explain it to them and explain to them it's a known glitch on that over there. Nice. We're a family show, even despite the fact I'm swearing all over the place in our videos. Danielle Steele, there you go. There you go.
Popular papers in the house. How's it going?
Another glitch over there. Have you noticed a problem, Mr. Magazine, that somebody, now you buy shipping all together on a multi-order, I would expect. You buy one. Have you noticed that sometimes it stays there waiting to be shipped?
Yes. It's annoying. I've had employees printing the same items I've printed because they're still lingering in there.
Do you know why it does that?
I don't know why.
It happened to me today.
Okay.
4 items together in a order. I bought shipping. They were all, all combined shipping. The tracking populated in 3 of the 4. The 4th one, even though it was shipped with them, everything was done together, it did not populate the tracking. So eBay thought it had not been shipped. Now, what I've done in the past for that is I've gone in, copied the tracking number, hit add tracking, and then you paste the tracking in, and it accepts it. I went to do that today, and while I was doing it, the tracking must have populated because then the tracking was already in there.
So what I usually do is just when I'm done, I refresh the page, and usually it goes away. If it doesn't go away, I tell my employees, don't print this order.
Try copying and pasting the tracking. Then that's what it is the tracking's not showing up in one item, and so it's saying that the whole list, the whole thing needs to be shipped out still.
That's a pain.
Store to look for golf postcards, and I do postcard golf, 97 results. Wow.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, that shouldn't make any difference whatsoever on that. Either one should show up the same, but for whatever reason, wow. Jeez. Couple of other things going on with some site changes. eBay finally caught up on the shipping costs.
Oh, really?
So they're charging the same as Amazon now. Wow. For like 2 or 3 days, they were not. They were charging a lesser amount.
Question for you. Shopify still has regionals on there. I'm curious if I'm able to print a regional A or B and put on an A or B box. What could they really do about that? Right?
Charge you regular postage, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that actually is another site change over here. Mr. Magazine had gotten it, and that was on eBay, I believe. It showed up with regional rate A as being an option, except it said deprecated shipping method.
That was weird.
But it actually was showing up, and I had mentioned it the week before that Amazon had regional rate A showing up with $0 on it. So when they're updating their software, they're having some serious issues on getting the shipping all taken care of in there. Needed A on a single order. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, okay. I've not seen it on a single order. Mine was 4 different items together that we can't both drink at the same time. I don't know if you know how that works or not.
Why we do before the show?
That is true. But one of us asked if we're both drinking, we still talked. And he's like, that's like the best ventriloquist show ever.
Yeah.
Couple of other things over there. And then I was listening to something in books, and I got a 70-cent price on Gallery Plus, which I then figured out it was because it was a higher priced item, and I didn't realize that they were in the old days.
Still do that?
They were. They're not doing it as of their new update. They're having lower things on there, which we'll talk about a little later. Double listing. They were right next to each other in my store. Yep, that happens too. And another thing you need to watch for, and I was telling Mr. Magazine this, and I think it just happened to me as well. Let's say that I'm listing Woody Woodpecker number 100, and I list Woody Woodpecker number 100, and then I click through to list the next item, and then I get distracted, and I come back, and for some reason I didn't put that in the box. It was still sitting there, so I think, oh, I was halfway through this listing, and I click to list it again. You used to get a duplicate listing warning.
Mm-hmm.
Now what it does is it lists it, but it doesn't show it. And if you go to your auctions, you'll see two of them. One is live and the other is there, and it'll say, we are not showing this listing currently because one is already available. We will show this listing when the other one sells. So be careful. If you aren't paying attention and you up listing the same thing twice, you're not always going to get a warning, and it'll just show up as being listed some point later when the other one sells. So be a little bit careful on that. I've had that happen to me before.
Gotcha.
Head on into item of the week.
Oh, very cool. All right.
Hitting the like button is not worrisome.
I found this in a box, and who knows when I bought it. Probably years ago with a bunch of sports magazines. It's a 1965 All-America football game program, college. So I was scrolling through it or flipping through it, and here's a list of some of the athletes, football players in the program. Bear Bryant, who was a coach.
Nice.
Bob Hayes.
I've heard of him. A Hall of Famer.
Yep. Dick Butkus.
Hall of Famer.
Brian Piccolo.
Not a Hall of Famer, but very, very famous.
Yep. Roger Staubach.
Hall of Famer. Made a lot of money in real estate.
Marty Schottenheimer. I think he's a coach in the Hall of Famer.
Close, yeah. Marty Ball.
Yeah. Jack Kemp.
Former senator.
Yeah. Jack Snow and Gail Sayers.
Wow. That was loaded.
That is loaded. And it's got their pictures in there. And never seen one before, have you?
No, I have not.
So I'm going to put $100 on it.
I was just going to say it's got to be worth 100, 150 bucks anyway.
For sure. Yeah. I thought that was a really cool piece, and some legends, some deceased players, Hall of Famers, it has it all.
And I've found too that a lot of times you do well on those oddball programs like that. The specialty games, the charity games, that kind of stuff.
There's none on eBay. I checked. Yeah. So definitely it's going to find its price, hopefully.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're bringing the noise.
And Don says, what's not worrisome? Hitting that like button. Well, thank you so much.
eBay has a coupon extra 20% off top brands. Is this cute? Not that I'm aware of, no, but it's nice they're putting it there.
Lovely Linda's in the house.
This is a record-setting week. You sent me no insulting offers of the week.
Maybe that's why sales were so good.
And I only got one insulting offer. Now, I did get some low offers during the week, but nothing I would call insulting, except there literally was only one insulting offer this week, despite having a lot of offers and a lot of things
there
going
were some
on.
Card ones that were like,
borderline
10, they wanted $2, which is insulting, but it's chump change. I mean, I just delete them and move on, but nothing like big money stuff that's insulting. Yeah,
the only insulting offer that I got the entire week, and you would have seen it on the YouTube Shorts, which I'm sure that you watch all the time. It's the Astounding Science Fiction magazine with the first ever publication of Dianetics.
Okay.
By L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh,
so it's kind of an important magazine.
Nice.
Digest.
Nice chunk of change.
Now, this is in rough shape, I will admit. It's got a bookseller stamp right on the cover, not Papergoy. And it's got a big tear on the cover. So it's not in the best of shape. I priced it at $44. Usually they go for $40 to $60. I figure in this condition, it's got to be worth $30, $25, $30, something like that.
Yeah.
It's got free shipping on it. Got an $18 offer on it. And I said, no, that's $14 in my pocket, $13 in my pocket, less fees. I'm getting $10 for the first appearance of Dianetics.
Right.
I'm not accepting that.
I agree.
So that was really the only insulting offer that we got all week between us, which is the first time ever.
Awesome. Annex in the house. How's it going?
Customer issues. We had a couple of those. I charged shipping for Hot Wheel lots. Half price for less offers for 5 lots. I wanted free shipping. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's insulting. You beat us this week. Yeah. Couple of $10 with shipping for Mr. Magazine's baseball mag. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll do $10 local pickup.
Sure you will.
Mr. Magazine had a customer get mad at him. Just one.
Wow, it's a record for the week.
You had a
what did I do this time?
You had a $10 Matchbox car.
Okay.
And Mr. Magazine, or maybe it was a Hot Wheel car, but Mr. Magazine had a picture up, and the gentleman wanted Mr. Magazine to go dig it out of inventory, take a picture of the other side of it because he wanted to see what the other side of it looked like. For a $10 car, Mr. Magazine declined.
Well, and I emailed him. I said the other side looks just like the side pictured, the same condition.
Yeah.
So if there's flames or whatever it looks like, imagine the exact paint job on the other side.
The other side, yep.
I mean, you can tell by the car. It's not going to be like.
It's not one side's all bad.
Yeah, the hood, the trunk, and the door is great, but the other side's all scratched up. No,
it's not like they played demolition derby with one side.
It's equally nice all the way around. I told him, and it was not enough for this gentleman.
Mr. Magazine got an email back. This is what chases a potential sale, refusing to post a photo a buyer asks for. So unfortunately, Mr. Magazine, you did not get that gentleman's $10.
I don't think I responded. I think I just said, okay, let me move on. Someone will buy it.
And then I got a customer yelling at me. I shipped a comic book out on Amazon, used Amazon shipping and everything. He literally emailed me today saying, tracking provided is ridiculous.
Why?
I looked into the tracking.
Was it not scanned?
No, it was scanned. Oh. I dropped it off or was picked up, I don't know, say the 20th. And it made it to the local post office and it made it to the distribution center and it did a whole bunch of stuff on the 24th.
Yeah.
And there's been no further scans since then. Which
obviously it's your fault.
Exactly. Obviously that's ridiculous. But I have to tread very carefully with Amazon and whatever. But I said, I don't know what you mean, sir. It was shipped out in a timely fashion, and I've not heard back from him. Yeah. Hopefully deflecting the blame, because obviously you can see that it got shipped out. If he doesn't get it, he'll get his money back. There isn't anything I can do about that. I would owe him his money back one way or the other. But to yell at me for something that obviously the post office has.
They all do that, though. It's amazing to me. I can't figure it out. And we had 3 people this week. No one seems to have this trouble with me. Item says delivered, but they don't get it for a day or two. Or if it's Friday or Saturday morning, they'll get it Monday or Tuesday. I've had 3 people this week tell me items delivered. They don't know what's going on. They didn't get it. I should call my post office. So what makes sense? If I sent it to somewhere in Albuquerque, I'm calling Rochester post office. The Albuquerque post office is the one that supposedly scanned it or delivered. I just don't understand it.
Well, you had a problem too, now that I think about it, with Staples.
I did have a big problem with Staples. Not the store, but staples that you put in a stapler, because we're still old school with staplers. But Papergoy ordered me $100 in staples, and tracking says they were going towards my warehouse with the zip code, and they went to another zip code. So we contacted the seller. Well, contacted the seller. He never responded. I put a dispute in with eBay, and then I think February 3rd we got to contact them at that point. But then we contacted FedEx, and they said, nope, it got delivered to where tracking said it's going to be delivered. So I think they have a different tracking number in the system. We looked at the picture, and it's at a apartment complex where all the mailboxes are, and it's just sitting on a ledge. And then they said someone from Spectrum bought it, and it went to him. I had to hang up because I was getting upset.
Getting a headache on it.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. So hopefully eBay will see that it went to a different zip code, and I will get my money.
Right. It definitely did go to a different zip code, so there's no doubt at all about that. But how did they get that zip code, and why did it get delivered there? Who knows?
Yeah, it was on its way. It was going towards the right direction, and then it made a U-turn somewhere else at it.
Couple of other things. I got a more detail about the $32,000 grading fee. How many items? We're going to actually be doing a video about that. So we will be going a little deeper into that. That was when that was when you flew, right?
Yep.
That was Mr. Fat Magazine flew down to Florida to bring some comics over to CGC. So we're going to be doing a video about that. Stay tuned. Well, stay tuned anyway, but we'll be doing that video also.
Yeah. Stay really tuned.
Super tuned. Because it's a seller's fault no matter what. Right, exactly. And that's what it comes down to. So I got an email on papergoy.com. Check it out if you haven't already. I had a Clint W. Lee Company, Bellevue, Washington annual picnic invite from August 26, 1925.
Oh, okay.
So it was an invite to a company picnic. I got an email from a potential customer. I worked at the Clint W. Lee Company in the early 1970s. Can you please find the dates that I worked there? And then it gives her maiden name.
That's the greatest. Yeah, I will get right on that one for sure. Yeah.
I thanked her for finding the site, pointed out I was a reseller. I only had one item from the Clint W. Lee company. I did not have their corporate records, and I wished her good luck.
Wow.
5 billion staples.
Triple J's in the house, hiding out, lurking to make a comment.
Have you gotten recently a lot of emails or any emails from post office / eBay / anybody telling you that you've underpaid postage?
No, not in a long time. Surprisingly, very long time.
So the post office reserves the right to adjust. If you ship things out with the wrong rate or the wrong weight, etc., they can adjust. We used to get emails mentioning it
all the time, weekly.
So I went into it once a week. I go into the eBay reports because that's how I do my sales things old school, and I keep track of things that way. I sort the whole rigmarole of things I do every Sunday morning to verify what my sales were, my expenses were for the week. As I sorted, I saw something in there that I got a $1.14 charge, and it said on there underpaid priority. So they're not even sending emails anymore to let you know, they're just taking the money out. Wow. So you will want to check your weekly sales reports. Again, you can go to reports underneath there. You can download a Excel file that I use Google Docs, and I can look at it there.
You check mine.
And it mentioned again $1.14, and that's just where it showed up at. I got no other notification of it. It was just there. And another problem that we're noticing for anybody out there on Whatnot, they just sent an email out. They're not sending 1099Ks out unless you did $20,000 worth of sales. They said, oh, you can go to your seller dashboard. The only way that I can find, and maybe somebody else has found a better way, is to click on each sale, write down what the total sales were for the sale, which is one number, and then write down what my payout was, which is a second number. Then obviously the difference is going to be my fees. So if I sold $100 worth of stuff and got $80, I have $20 of the fees. Right. But I've got a whole list of every sale that I did, and that was the only way I can do it. I know you can do stuff with CSVs, but I don't know if you can do that for all your sales for the year, or if you have to do it for each auction individually. So I just wrote it. I did it old school and wrote it all down. But apparently a lot of people are asking them, and a lot of people are less than happy that they're not providing you with very good reports. I bet that they will next year because everybody's complaining about it there. See someone else's mail yesterday, totally different address. I took it back to the post office. See, I've actually had that happen to me before where I sent something back and it came back to me a second time. And at
I was going to say there's two options. It's either three, going to him, going back to you, or getting lost.
I've had it come back to me because something other in that little thing in the bottom. Well, how are the three?
Well, right now they're very cold. They're in a container and won't be getting touched till it gets warmer out. But luckily, I keep getting truckloads of other magazines to list, so it's really not an issue. I totally forgot about them. I didn't even know I owned them anymore until you mentioned it and reminded me. So thank you for that. But again, I had 3 local big adult buys this week, and it's keeping us busy, just sorting and reboxing and stuff. I can't keep up with it. I really wish there was like 30 hours in a day.
So, Mr. Magazine.
Yep.
You know that I've got 100% positive on eBay.
I don't doubt that.
And I've got 98% positive on Amazon, something like that, which is hard to have 100% positive on Amazon because very, very, very few people get
Amazon house number?
216, same as it always is, which is also...
Why is mine mine's up to like 340.
216 is also my auditor number at work and the zip code where I grew up, or the area code where I grew up in Cleveland. So I can remember 216.
And your weight if you gain 66 pounds.
No, a couple more coolers and I'll be there. Heard
that word twice today. Record.
Oh, all right. Very good. You can pick a date range. Okay. Did my purchases. See, I haven't bought anything on there, but I got to figure it out. But I just wrote it all down. So you know that if you buy something from Papergoy and Papergoy says it is in such and such a condition, it's going to be in such and such a condition.
I would think so.
And if there is a problem, Papergoy will make it right.
Once it leaves your hands, it's in good condition.
In whatever the advertised condition.
Yeah, right.
So I had a Carole King.
I mean, the packaging may look like a bunch of drunk elves packed it, but the item inside is going to be secure.
So I had a Carole King tapestry. You're familiar with that?
It's a record or a songbook
I have
or
a
sheet music.
songbook on it.
All right.
I said when I sold the item that there is a crease on the bottom right corner.
Okay. And wait, is this eBay or Amazon?
Amazon, and I did have a picture.
Okay. Oh, all right. Very good then. Oh,
so there's a crease on the bottom right corner of this.
Mm-hmm.
The person, when they got it.
I got to stop you right there. Is it a stock photo and then you added your picture?
Yes.
Okay. So they obviously only saw the stock photo, but go ahead.
They put in a return that the packaging was okay, or the packaging was fine, but the item got damaged inside.
Okay.
I'm going to show you this, Mr. Magazine. This, I'm going to show everybody out there. That is a creased corner. Do you think that that corner is creased, Mr. Magazine?
No, I would think it's torn.
What do you see on the bottom left side?
Like a mouse chewing it. Another torn.
Multiple pages are torn
Yeah.
and missing.
Yeah.
Is there, in your estimation, and this is the envelope that I sent it out in.
Yep.
In your estimation, is there any chance that could have happened?
That's impossible. They swapped it out. And what did it go for that they're really willing to?
$7.
That's really sad.
So I actually put in, for the first time ever, primarily for the show, because I wanted to see how it would work. I got it back. I'm set up to automatically refund it as soon as it hit the mail and everything. I put in an Amazon safety claim. They said, please describe the issue. And I mentioned it. I took pictures of that. I said, this is what they said. It appears as though they swapped it out because obviously that could not have happened, in shipping.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but let's pretend that really did happen in
your
shipping.
picture still shows up on the Amazon listing. You can clearly see the difference.
The other thing is, let's say that truly did happen in shipping. If I'm returning it to you, you know what else I'm returning? All the pieces parts.
Yeah, right.
Well, all the pieces parts too that came off.
Yeah.
It took 2 days. Amazon ruled and gave me my money back.
Wow.
So I was able to win a safety claim.
I lost mine. Well, at least you know the rules now. Maybe I'll have you do it for me next time because whatever we did, we should have got our money back if we did. Maybe because it's $500.
Circular saw blade. Yes, a free circular saw blade with every purchase. But I was able to win the safety claim. And it was actually very easy to do. And I'm glad that I did it. And obviously they swapped it out. There's almost no doubt at all about it. I see no way that could have happened inside the packaging. None whatsoever. So I was able to do that. Mr. Magazine got in a little bit of trouble with eBay.
What do I do now?
He had a autographed Playboy magazine with Jake LaMotta, the famous boxer.
Yes, I did.
He listed it under autographs boxing, which would be where it would be sensible to list. And he got in trouble. It was ended by eBay for miscategorization.
That is true. His wife was in there at the time. And my employee listed it and thought he was doing the right thing. And unfortunately, eBay does not like that. So we had to revise it, which, we're good to go now.
I think that it's because it was a Playboy magazine. I think that if you had a Sports Illustrated magazine, you could list it in the autographed area. I think it's because it was a Playboy. I think that they're very strict about where that can be listed.
Definitely, yeah.
So I think that's what that was. A couple of things over here. Oh, you got any plans this weekend, Mr. Magazine?
I think I'm hanging out with a couple of my buddies Friday night. I think you're one of them.
Yes, Mysterious Benefactor is coming into town, and we are going over to DabbleCon. And if you don't know what DabbleCon is, check it out. It's a whole world of craziness going on out there. So that should be a lot of fun. Mysterious Benefactor is coming in town. Maybe we can hit him for some more money. Maybe I can hit him for money for a warehouse.
Well, I got to pay off my one loan to him so I can maybe borrow another loan for the Washington deal.
There you go. Something you'll find interesting, Mr. Magazine. Orlando from Pure Hustle Podcast said on their show, he's not doing Whatnot anymore because it's not worth his time.
Gaining a lot of respect for that guy.
But then he said he would if they buy another eBay store out. What had happened is one of their subscribers wanted to get out of the business. So give him a killer deal on his store.
Okay.
So they bought his store and then they moved all the merchandise via Whatnot. So it would almost be like it would almost be like if, a mutual friend of ours just had a bunch of stuff and says, just
right.
give me $500, get all this stuff out of here.
Right. Yep.
And I'm looking at it going, okay, you got a tire jack, you got the circular saw blades, you got, what am I going to do with the stuff?
Yeah.
And then you just go and you just throw it all on there to move it out.
Tapestry book that's all shredded.
Shredded tapestry book, very, very popular this time of year. Glass coated. Yeah. I do both of those things. I find that keeps the mailman from taking the things out. See, thinking ahead over here.
Well, I think you got dabbled con with that tapestry. They dabbled with knives and then conned you when they returned it.
There you go. So I did not do Facebook or whatnot this week.
Oh, so you made more money then and worth less. Good for you.
Because with Mrs. Papergoy coming back and everything, I knew I'd be spending time over there with her. And then I'm not doing it this coming week because of doctor's appointments. But I will be doing Paperpalooza on the 11th. So stop on by. And then I've got the next two whatnot shows already loaded in. So stop on by for them as well.
When are we doing the ads?
Well, that was the thing too. My next one does have some ads in it, and Mr. Magazine has a bunch of ads that he wants me to sell for him as well. So if you're into print ads, you will want to start coming by the whatnot auctions because there will be print ad palooza. If that's not copyrighted,
I think there's 10,000.
There you go,
approximately.
So eBay announced today that the fees are going up by, I think it was 0.325% is the most that any fee is going to go up. Very, very slim winter update. Not much going on in there. The only thing that I saw in there, and I think we all kind of knew the fees were going to go up. It was funny when they were talking about the fees going up. They were talking about how much they do for us and all the people that they bring to the site for us. And, we hope that you saw our Let's Ride advertisements for eBay Motors. And it's like, we don't sell on eBay Motors. Doesn't really help us. How about expanding it into other areas? On that, the one thing that I did find interesting, they are no longer going to be charging for scheduled listings, which I think is kind of a huge thing because when I did go on vacation back in the day, I always would schedule a couple of items, scheduled listings. That way I had something listing every day. I may start now that they're free. I may start scheduling listings because a lot of the things that I list at, 4:30 in the morning when I'm up and about.
Right.
4:30 in the morning Eastern may not be the hot time to have auctions ending. So I may sit there, or I may, say you've got a Saturday with tons of stuff on there. I'm listing. I may smooth it out over the whole week. So I don't have 100 items list ending on one Saturday. I could do 15 items a day type deal. So that was the biggest takeaway I got was the scheduled is free now. So that'll be really good. Couple of other things over here. Oh, Mr. Mag got 5% eBay bucks. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I did not notice that.
I logged in to buy something for you, and it was an offer available to you, and I clicked on it. And I don't know if you remember back a couple of shows ago, I mentioned there was Mr. Magazine luck where everything goes good. And you've got Papergoy luck where everything goes not so good. Papergoy is yet to get one of those offers. So Mr. Magazine making money hand over fist on everything he buys, and Papergoy still nothing whatsoever. But I do have a shredded tapestry book, so I do have something going for me. It has to be probably based on your spending. It really has to be that you spend more money than I do. So they must be rolling it out slowly to the high rollers.
Sure.
You're a whale in eBay's world.
Yeah.
Thank you for the info on the professional importer eBay Shopify. After I paid to upgrade 6-bit that it no longer works. Oh, I'm sorry, Popeyes. Yeah, definitely do check them out. They've always been very good, and they do answer me back within 12 hours. They've always answered me back and worked with me as well. Popeyes, good. 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that. So it's coming up very, very soon that they'll be offering that for free, right when they increase the things. So I just got to use that enough to offset my increased fees. Then I come out even. And before I head into the main topic, we are 1 month into 2023. Are you keeping your resolutions?
No, I'm spending way more than last year. Last year was an all-time high.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I'm well into six figures from January. It's crazy, the spending.
For what it's worth, I
Mhm.
did not see any good estate sales this week, so I may not go to any. Well, who am I kidding? I'll find something. Day 3 of the great. Oh, Ison, yeah. Oof. Yeah, we had that a few years ago, many years ago, 92, I think it was, something like that, or 91. We were without power people were without power for a week to 10 days. Yep. Ice is nasty. Stay safe over there, Memphis. And hopefully you're out sometime soon, but if not, stop by Paperpalooza. You can buy lots of stuff from me. We're going to head on into the main topic today, which is, are you ready for disaster? Do you have contingency plans in place? And the reason I bring this up, and this is going to sound like a rambling story, but it's not.
Okay.
New name is Phoebe. There you go. So Sunday afternoon, I was going down to find an order.
Yep.
And call February. Okay. Yep. I was going down to find an order. And guess what I found in the basement?
Water.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Let's say a mouse or water. So.
Water. And it was coming from the hot water heater.
They do go.
That's probably not a good thing.
You got the pan that it sits in just in case as a backup. They make this metal pan. It's round. It sits into it. So if it does spring a leak, at least you got a little leeway room that it can fill up before it seeps over. If you catch it in time.
Yeah. I do not have that.
Okay.
So I called the happy handyman. And he told me, all right, oh boy, I can get over tomorrow. Turn the water off. Well, they have two kinds of turnoffs nowadays.
Is it a rambling story?
It is not. There's a reason for this.
All right.
There's two kinds of turnoffs. There's the faucet kind, and then there's the kind, I guess the ball joint, I guess it is, where it just goes straight up and down.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I turned it off, I thought. Turns out that I didn't turn it off all the way. So it had a little bit of water going into it all night long. So there was water all over the basement floor.
Yeah. Oh my God. How many rooms?
I knew that this was going to be going out sometime soon because, unfortunately, they don't make things like they used to. And this water heater was installed in 1994. So I only got 28 years out of it.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, given that they usually last 6 to 10 years, I got 28 years out of this water heater. I knew that it was on it. I didn't know it was on its last legs, but common sense tells you it will be. Yeah. So I had, and here's where you get into contingency plans. I said, this is going to go out at some point. Near the hot water heater, I had envelopes, which I said, if those get wet, no big deal. And I had the Flophouse CDs, which I said, if those get wet, it's not the end of the world with those. I would
be happy, I guess, if those got wet.
It's not the end of the world. So everything that I had, and then I went, and anything else that was on the ground that was anywhere near the hot water heater, I moved.
Okay, smart.
Water came in all night long. Don't you know the water didn't follow the right path? And it ended up going all the way around the room to hit a couple of boxes that had to be 25 to 30 feet away, just the way that the water went.
Listed or unlisted boxes? Unlisted
boxes. Stuff that I was going to sell and whatnot, so it wasn't the end of the world. But again, I planned for contingencies because I had all of my listed stock is up off the ground. The unlisted stock, I moved everything away from the hot water heater, except the stuff that I thought that the envelopes, big deal. If they get wet, you just dry them out, reuse them, whatever, doesn't matter.
Sure.
Or if I throw them out, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to sell them.
Yeah.
And yet something or other still happened. And I know you've got lots and lots of things in place for emergencies and contingency plans.
Best I can, of course. You have to.
You've got like the, you're required to have, but you've got the, sprinkler system.
Sprinkler, and we got the shut off in case it malfunctions. We have to definitely nightmare if that ever went off with no fire. Someone tinkers with the thing or it malfunctions. Who knows? I would hate to have that happen. But again, if they listen to me, everything's pushed in under the shelving units. We got the wood that's covering it, so hopefully, the box is covered. So I don't know how. I heard the sprinklers. I forget how many pounds per square inch, whatever they emit to that, but I would not want that happening to me. But we are covered in insurance as well. So
Right. And that was what I was
insurance
going
is
to
the
say.
key.
Worst case scenario, you have insurance. You've got alarms. So if
Yep.
anybody wants to break in, you've got alarms.
Yep.
I guess my thought to everybody out there is, and again, I was somewhat prepared. I certainly, now that I know, not that I expect this water heater to go. In fact, I told Happy Handyman, I said, do you have your date book with you now? He goes, why? I go, let's just write down February 1st, 2051. Whether it needs it or not, we'll swap out the water heater. Figure 28 years from now, we'll swap it out for good or for bad.
Yeah. How old is this guy?
He'll be alive.
With that name. With that name, he could be around for 40 years so far.
But I was planning, and yet it didn't work. I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to try to keep everything off. As Dawn had said, I've got a lot of stuff off on skids. I'm going to try to put even more stuff up on skids just in case the problem happens.
Sure.
But again, doesn't mean that you don't go away for the weekend. And one of the big problems that I know a lot of people have talked about is the hose leading to the washing machine goes.
Yeah.
And then you've got water all over the place.
Yep.
One of the things leading to the toilet goes, and then you got water all over the place. Water is a very, very dangerous thing if you're dealing in paper items, obviously. Now that I know how the water flows, guess what? I'll have all my paper stocked up right near the hot water heater because I know it's not going to hit it just because of the way everything flows in the house, with the dips and all that stuff. It goes a different way than I thought.
Yeah.
But you have to be prepared as best you can. Now, there's no way you can possibly be set to cover everything. It's just not possible. And that's why, in fact, I had printed out something or other that subscriber Steven had mentioned. He had mentioned he keeps stuff in 2 storage units, the main house, and a barn. That way, if he does have anything happen at any one given place, he's not going to lose all of his inventory.
Right. Yep.
You've got a number of different places. You have inventory. All my inventory is stored here, except a few airline books over at your place, airplane books at your place. But I do have
a few. What about the author books? A few.
I do have insurance, though, as well. Now, obviously, I'm not going to put in a claim for something other like this because it's too small. How am I going to prove it? It's not worth my time to try to do that. They don't like writing resellers anyway. So I put in a claim for $1,000 and $500 deductible. I get $500 and I lose my insurance. Certainly not worth it. No. I'll just throw out the stuff that got damaged. But do your best, your absolute best. Have insurance is the ultimate backstop. You can find it out there. It's not cheap. God only knows what you're paying for insurance, but you've got a lot of different things on the insurance too, though, because you've actually got the warehouse and a lot of different things on there, liability insurance, as far as because a lot of things can happen in your place.
Absolutely.
I know my insurance is running me $250 a month is what it's running me. I think I have $300,000 of inventory coverage, which is probably on the low side. Actually, I've got more than that. I might have $1 million. I think I have $1 million of coverage because it's based off of what the eBay stuff is. Yeah, I've got $1 million of coverage. It's running me $250 a month. Is what it's running me.
Pretty good.
On that over there. But again, what other liability do we have? I don't have anybody buy the house. Nobody, other than you. Nobody, I don't sell out of here. I don't do anything at all out of here.
Yeah.
And if you do get above, was it $10,000 a month? I think on Amazon, you recently had to send them your insurance information as well. Amazon does require insurance once you get above a certain amount as well. So it's better to just have it in place if you can afford it. And of course, it is a business expense. So that's my ultimate backup contingency is I have that. If the place were to burn down, if I went away for the weekend and that water just kept pumping out, and I came into a swimming pool in the basement, I would have a backup plan as well at that point.
That you're swimming around, fish out of water,
swimming around like that. I'd be like the baby in Nirvana, trying to reach like an old Newsweek magazine.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
Okay, that's not nice.
You said it, not me.
But yeah, so I mean, do let us know if you've had some issues as well. But do get contingency plans up. Are you ready for disaster? These things happen. I mean, you absolutely never know.
Over the years, I've gotten better because when my dad was running things old school, I was dealing with water floods in the laundromat at our house all the time, a fire here and there, and I like to sleep at night, so I pay for really good coverage. I pay for top of the line machines so they don't break down. Not too much, but again, the stuff's newer and I feel comfortable at night, not worrying to get a call at 3 a.m. saying this is on fire, or that's flooded or whatever. So, stuff still happens, but we got it all maintained. I have the Roto-Rooter come in once or twice a year, clean out the pipes before an accident happens, a plug up and a backup. So things like that I try to do to stay ahead of the game now and not wait for it to happen.
Oh, the other fun thing about this was, so the Happy Handyman came and he swapped out the tank. So I got a new tank.
Mm-hmm.
He changed the shutoff valve. So now it's the better kind of shutoff valve and all that kind of stuff. No problems at all there. So we had some water. So he pours it into the sump pump, and all of a sudden the sump pump's not working. Well, it was working, but what it was is apparently at some point somebody or other had banged into the sump pump. So the float was stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't sending the water up.
Oh, that can be a problem.
And once he got that to happen, somebody had bumped into the sump pump and the pipe going up had cracked. So the water, as it goes up, starts spraying out all over the place. So he went and he fixed that as well.
Wow.
So, now I've got a fully working sump pump. Now I'd had it inspected and it was working. When I bought the place, the home inspection said it was working.
Yeah.
I've got a fully working sump pump. I know the way the water flows. I've got a brand new hot water heater. Again, doesn't mean that the washing machine pipe or that can't go and all of a sudden I have a problem. I mean, there are tons of things that could happen, but because of this problem, I'm prepared better for the next problem.
Sure.
And that's all you can do, because we can't all live in bubbles, and you can't possibly, not have any problems whatsoever. Problems do happen. But prepare yourself as best you can. You'll be very, very thankful. And it was fortuitous. I did not have Facebook or whatnot scheduled, because this happened on Sunday. He came by Monday. Can you imagine if I had a Facebook scheduled? He left here about 3:45. Meanwhile, I would have been stressing about Facebook. Oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this over here? I would have had an auction, but totally off my game on it. And same thing with the whatnot, because I've still got stuff piled in the basement from where I had, because I don't know if you see my basement or not, but I had to move stuff out of the way for us to be able to get the hot water heater in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to move stuff all over the place, and it's just kind of, I've got to move it all back. So it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Sure it is. Now you know how I feel.
New roof and windows in the last year and got hit with hurricane. Zero damage.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good on that there. Yep. And you got the new stuff in. So that's important.
Awesome. Yeah.
Wow. 0 damage.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun at all. Oof.
Oh,
crazy.
Ouch. Yeah. And again, these things happen. And trust me, I was sitting there as that was going on going, why don't I sell glassware? Water wouldn't really matter with the glassware too much. Except
or like I have tons of tubs. I don't use the tubs all the time. I use a cardboard box where the tubs are big and bulky. But if you had things in tubs, if you can organize tubs.
It's funny you say that. There were a couple of tubs right in the way of the water. No problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
Another tip that I've learned, and I'm going to start doing this, I'm going to buy garbage bags, and when I use the banker boxes, if I can't put them up on a shelf, I'm going to put a garbage bag inside the banker box. So that way, if all of a sudden something happens, that at least buys you a little more time on it.
And that's like a twofer. You can get two things out of it, because when it never gets listed and you find out it's junk.
Okay, are people talking?
They have twist ties. You pay a little more for the bag.
Aren't people
talking? And then there's a dumpster, and you just toss them in the dumpster.
Nobody finds you funny. People are talking. Nobody finds you funny.
Jeez. No, that wasn't a rambling story. Of course not.
Worst part, town fixed the back a half hour after the plumber pulled the trap. Oh,
jeez. Crazy.
About spreading things out when I was a kid, I'm sorry to hear about that. Oh, geez.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. So you've been on this contingency plan, and for a long time you've just been aware of it. Yep. And I wanted to bring that out there because a lot of people don't talk about that. And I know that until a couple of years ago, I did not even have insurance. As a matter of fact, I just didn't. I got insurance a couple of years ago, and I've got a lot of inventory, and for it not to be insured,
he really does. Trust me.
For
and someone that has a really lot of inventory, he has a lot for one man band. Yes.
Okay, Don. Okay.
Well, I was shooting for hilarious. I don't really care about being accurate, but hilarious is a compliment. Thank you very much.
All righty, we're going to turn it over to Mr. Magazine for the real rambling story of the week. And if it's about a 28-year water heater, I've already done that story.
So I was talking to Papergoy about the rambling story, and this is a rambling story in itself. I couldn't come up with one. So finally I came up with one. He said, oh, yeah, let's use it. I go write it down so I don't forget it. I think I used it a couple weeks ago when I got back from the trip.
Did you?
I did a 2 twofers one night, 2 quickies. Didn't I do the one about the tail light and the cop pulled me over? I'm pretty sure we did that one. Anyways, I'm going to go into another one. And I was going to say about the pink shirt in football, but I think I use that as well, too. So now we're going to go back about 10 years to Disneyland, Disney World, whatever the one is in Florida. And my kid was like 5 years old. They had the Buzz Lightyear ride.
Okay.
Long line because it was new ride and it was popular story, comics and movies and all that jazz. So he's tired. My wife wouldn't go on it if it's too hot. She wants nothing to do with lines. So I'm holding him. He was being good, just tired. Held him for an hour, hour and a half. Get to the front of the line. They shut it down.
Oh.
Yeah, I was not happy.
Oh.
You know, they shut down rides all the time, but, you know, who is the guy that has bad luck that's waiting in that long line and you're the next? We were like the second or third person in the line that it got shut down.
Now, how long did they shut it down for?
I didn't even go back. I said, we'll hit it tomorrow. Yeah,
So basically, you're telling me you waited in line for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the front of the line.
It was probably 30
They
pounds.
shut it down so nothing bad happened and you didn't die on it. And you're saying you had bad luck.
Yes.
Okay. As
yes.
long as I understand your definition of
tired,
bad luck.
Sweating, 90 degrees out. It was not holding my kid, you know.
As long as I understand so you lived and that's bad luck. Okay. We define a little differently between us.
Well, I don't want to give a long rambling story because someone has mini rambling stories throughout the hour episode here. So
Mr. Magazine needs to talk more. No, nobody wants that. Trust me, nobody wants that.
I don't like my voice. Yeah.
You like mine?
No. After about 2 seconds.
All right, everybody.
Hold on. We don't remember the shirt or the tail. All right, so maybe I'll do 2 quickies next week on those.
There you go.
Right down pink shirt and tail light.
All right, pink shirt, tail light. Very good. All right, everybody. So hopefully we are all working on our contingency plans right now. Hit the like button. That's always a good plan to have.
For sure. Yeah.
And do check out. I'm not going to any sales this week as far as no whatnot, no Facebook. You don't have to check those out. So just check out all of our prior videos. Do check out if you've not seen my Hoarder's House video Monday and Tuesday. Do check them out. Really good videos over there. Check out our shorts. Check out our shorts over on OnlyFans. Oh, wrong shorts. Oh, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Check out the YouTube shorts.
One of my subscriptions expire. So, Crunchy, appreciate that.
Yeah, you're something.
See?
All righty. Do hit the like button, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.